Jenny Johnson-Jordan joining us now. First national title in 7 years, Coach, and your first as a head coach, although you've been on the staff for quite some time. There have been 3 runner-up finishes since then. What was it about this team that allowed them to break through?
I think this year for our team, excuse me, we just had a great focus on not worrying about what happened before. That we had a fresh start with a new team, really tried to build on that with this new team. We had 5 freshmen come in and a transfer, so a lot of turnover from last year. And so just trying to really blaze a different trail in terms of mental preparation for this team.
You are a UCLA grad yourself. You're in the school's Athletics Hall of Fame, and we can get into your career in just a moment. But I'm just always interested when someone is coaching their alma mater. I mean, it's gratifying, obviously, to win a national championship, regardless of your connection to the school. But the fact that it is your school and a school that you grew up around with your family having strong connections there, too, what did that mean to you?
It meant everything, honestly. When I started coaching, I was very content being the assistant, and when the opportunity provided itself to be the head coach, I jumped at the opportunity. There's no other place I'd rather be head coach, and like you said, I literally grew up here. I mean, I have Super 8 video, that's how old I am, but Super 8 video of riding my 3-wheeler around campus, around the old Pauley Pavilion, so I literally have grown up on this campus.
That's great stuff. You also won a national championship as a player in the indoor game. We obviously mentioned beach volleyball is pretty new as an NCAA sport, but how does it compare winning as a player versus winning as a coach?
Well, it is different in the sense that, you know, as a player, I feel much more connected and involved with the team. And I think as a coach, you know, it really is about them. I think as a coaching staff, we really wanted them to have an amazing experience. And well, Maggie's a phenomenal player for our program. She's been at the ones her entire career, so from as freshman all the way to a senior. And we've been so close with her in the lineup. And I really wanted her to have that opportunity to win that championship for her final year at UCLA.
You were an assistant for many years. As you mentioned, Stein Metzger was the head coach, left to take the job at Texas, and you went head-to-head with him. I know this is a small sport, so you go head-to-head with a lot of schools, I mean, you played them 6 times this year, but you beat them en route to the championship. What's it like to coach against someone who you spend so much time working with, particularly with the stakes as high as they were?
Yeah, I mean, I've known Stein since I was a freshman here at UCLA. We were actually here at the same time. So I've known him for a long time, played on the pro tour together at the same time. And, you know, although I know obviously we're friendly and we're like brother and sister in a lot of ways too, you know, we're both big time competitors. We want to win. So I know he's going to put his best team forward. I'm going to put my best team forward. And then, you know, whatever happens, happens.
You mentioned your history with UCLA. It's really pretty amazing. And I do want to talk a little bit about your dad, Rayford Johnson, who is one of the greatest track and field athletes in U.S. history. He's an Olympic gold medalist. What did you learn from him in particular about competing in athletics?
I think the biggest thing, and this was something he said a lot to people as he spoke and interacted, but really about not comparing yourself to others and being the best that you can be. And that's something that I had heard for many years growing up. When I first started my first sport in soccer as a 5-year-old, you know, it was never about what other people were doing. It was always about, you know, what can you bring to the table? How can you be your best and bring your best and give your best to whatever situation you're in, whether you're a coach or a player.
How did you happen upon volleyball? You mentioned you started in soccer. What ultimately drove you to volleyball?
Honestly, I had started at a new school in 7th grade, and it was the first sport, and I knew I wanted to play athletics at this school, and that's where I first fell in love with the sport and continued to play different things until high school, my junior year. I hurt my knee playing basketball, so I retired from basketball, retired from softball, and strictly went with indoor volleyball.
I mentioned that this is your first title as a head coach. I guess now the question becomes, how do you make this a regular occurrence? How do you build on this?
Well, it's wonderful to have this experience to be able to reference now, especially for the current team and the new members coming in next year. I think we've definitely been able to do some special things with this team that I want to carry into next year. Can't give up all the secrets, but I feel really good about, going back to Gulf Shores at some point and doing some similar things that we did this year. I think really helped us get us over the.
I'm sorry, you say you don't want to give up the secrets, but was there something that you did differently this year? I mean, you talk about how many close calls this program's been involved in. Was there something where you feel like you tweaked it and it made a difference?
I think we did a lot more visual preparation, so visualizing them playing at their best, but also tackling situations that may not be as optimal, like how do you recover from those, and doing that in more of a mental training type stuff that I think was really helpful in mirroring pressure situations without always having to actually physically go through them. So I think that was a big help, and just constantly affirming the good, affirming the positive too that they're doing, and their strengths as players too, I think was really helpful this year.
Well, pretty amazing moment there at the end to see your players celebrating in the water. Is there a moment that will stick with you the most from this run?
Oh, there's a lot. I think obviously going in the water is always the epitome of winning a national championship for beach volleyball. But honestly, it was probably just the last play of the tournament. I started to kind of stand up when Maggie dug that ball, and when she lifted it for an option play for Sally to go over on two, I just started to stand up thinking this could be it, this could be it. And then honestly, just watching the whole team come together and do the dog pile and be excited like that, that is a moment I will never forget, and is an absolute highlight of this year.
Well, Coach, congratulations. I hope there are many more dog piles to come for you in your Bruins career. Really a pleasure getting to know you a little bit here today. And again, congratulations on being a national champion head coach.
Thank you.